Friends, countrymen, fellow degenerates, welcome back to this episode of Bets and Buds. We are the Buds helping you cash your bets. I am Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Ike.
Welcome back, everybody. We are a little over 2 weeks away from the kickoff of the season, baby.
It cannot come fast enough.
Finally made it. College football slate's going to be kicking off this week on week 0 here. Then we got the full slate next weekend with a lot of big matchups. Texas, Ohio State, Notre Dame, and Miami playing that Sunday night. We also got Bill Belichick making his debut at UNC versus TCU on a Monday night game for college football.
Mizzou, Central Arkansas. It doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, you know. I mean, we'll have to see. You never know what's going to happen with those Tigers, man. Those boys down in Columbia, we never know. I mean, like I said, with the turnover, transfer portal, new quarterbacks in place, we'll see what happens.
Just real quick, Eli Drinkwitz come out, the coach, today and said they're both going to play in the first game of the season because they have no idea who their starting quarterback is.
You know, gave that boy from Penn State a little bit of money there to come on down and might not be a starter yet, but I mean, that's this new age of college football. So this is the world we live in. We're back, baby. Football is here, so we'll be having some bets going up, served up for you all season long.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so where are we just jumping off, everybody?
We're just going to touch off on the Cardinals real quick. After getting swept this past weekend against the Yankees at home, they go on the road. They win the first 2 against the Marlins. I mean, it's the Marlins. Nobody's writing home about it. They're still 5 games out of the wild card, so 16 and a half now out of the division. You have Donovan going on. He went on the IL now. He's got some toe injury, so he'll be out. You know how toe injuries just seem to linger forever.
Yeah, especially baseball for everyday sport.
Yeah, where you're running all the time.
It's everyday sport. You know, you have to even your balance with your hitting and everything else. So, you know, at this stage of the season, it's like for me, it's like, who cares? Let's get ready for next year.
Well, I mean, crazier things have happened. But they are 63-64, 4-6 in their last, 4-6 in their last 10. Your leaders are Contreras with 66 RBIs, 16 home runs. I mean, he's your bopper without a doubt. Herrera would probably be.
Home runs bopper.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like Herrera would probably be leading the team in RBIs if he hadn't been hurt for so long, because he's up there with almost 50 now. Yeah. So.
Yeah, he's been a pleasant surprise.
The only other thing we can actually really crow about is Victor Scott's in the top 5 with stolen bases, 31. But I believe he's been scuffling, and he might be dealing with an injury now, too. So.
Yeah, I mean, he can't hit for shit either. So.
No, he can't. He can't. He's like Mason Wynn his first year.
Yeah.
I mean, when he came up.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, the Cardinals, it is what it is. They're 4th in their division. Like I said, they're still trailing the Reds. The Cubs are never catching the Brewers. So
yeah, nobody's catching the Brewers right now. Well, I mean, the Cubs did just sweep them this past weekend, too.
They did, but, I mean, I still think they're like 6 games out themselves.
So, before we move on from baseball here, because I said, who cares with the Cardinals right now being a middling 500 team, we did have Bob Manfred come out to talk about a little realignment shifting possibly.
I guess, this first I'm hearing about it was this week with MLB wanting to expand 2 teams.
Yeah, expansion of 2 teams. I think Nashville is one team that they're looking at expanding to. I don't know what the other city. I think there's a couple other ones out there, but I think Utah, Salt Lake. Yeah, I think Salt Lake. Which Utah is buzzing right now. You got a young ownership group that area seems to be thriving as far as economically wise. So that wouldn't be a bad decision because Utah, they don't really have a whole lot to do but go out and support their sports team. So very similar to St. Louis here, but
it would be wild. 8 divisions of 4 teams.
Yeah, but I think you get a lot of blowback though if you end up with not having, because I mean they were talking about like really drastic moves, like talking about like the Mets and the Yankees, Red Sox, and the Phillies being in one division. Then you talk about because they're trying to geographically kind of like circulate the division. So I mean, even like the Cubs and the White Sox being in a division, which I mean, so would St. Louis be there? Maybe with Kansas City. That would probably be what, but I mean, I don't know. I don't
know. Do you really separate Cardinals, Cubs?
I know, that's what I mean. There's just going to be a lot of blowback from that. I mean, by doing it that way. So, I mean, let's see what happens. I mean, baseball's always trying crazy things to try to bring new sports fans in the game, but you don't want to alienate your traditional long-term like sports fans that support.
Yeah, because the one I seen, it would move us into the division with the Tigers and the Rangers, and then the Royals. Like,
I mean that's what I mean.
A terrible.
Yeah, I mean it sounds like a terrible division. No real rivalries really there at all. I mean that's just gonna be. I mean outside of the Royals, but I mean does the Royals really trump the Cubs cards? I mean even even when the Cubs came here a couple weeks ago, even as poor as attendance was, I mean the place was damn near sold out. Right. So you can't really cut that rivalry away. So I think. They would you don't want to cut off your nose to spite your face.
It'll be interesting to see what happens there because I remember when baseball realigned the last time, and they switched the Brewers and the Astros. Yep. I mean, I was like, no way, that's terrible.
Yeah, but I mean, that's at least just one team. But at least for the most part, you kind of kept, as a whole, you kept those other divisions pretty much intact.
Well, hockey did the same thing back in 2005.
Oh yeah, the Red Wings not being the same division with the Blues. That's
division with the Blues anymore. They killed that rivalry. If it was a rivalry for real,
it wasn't really a rivalry because they were big brother to us. But it still was one thing that St. Louis has really got off on is hating Red Wings and Red Wings fans. So that's. Again, you don't want to. I mean, it didn't. But again, that's just one team. They're talking about realigning all the divisions.
Yeah, no, I peeked at it and it looked pretty crazy.
Because they're talking about the Angels and the Angels and the Dodgers being the same
and the
division.
Padres
and then but you got to keep the Giants there because you can't kill that rivalry without the Giants.
Right.
So I mean that's a tough that's tough sledding.
Yeah, then you would have Utah and Colorado, I guess, down there with Arizona.
Yeah.
Seattle, maybe? I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, that's probably your only best bet as far as fit-wise. But, again, that's baseball's always doing crazy shit, trying to get their sport relevant and back into the big conversation with some of the other sports because they don't do the numbers because it's mainly a regional game.
Right.
And I understand why they're trying to regionally align because it's more a regional game than any of the other major four sports. So that's our baseball talk for this week.
That makes sense. I mean, in the long run, it probably does make sense.
It does, but I mean, again, you better hope a lot of new fans come on because you're going to get a lot of old fans that are going to be really pissed off about that.
Especially if they have a work stoppage after
exactly.
next season.
And also, if you don't have a chance of ever having like a Yankees-Mets World Series, a Dodgers-Angels, well, not that the Angels ever going to do anything, but that's a lot that you're taking away from your sport.
True.
All right, so what do you got else on the slate, Bobby?
Scheffler. Did you see that chip that he made?
On 17, yes. On 17.
Wow. It perfect, lipped her right up there, about 10 feet, and then it just rolled right in, and it pretty much clinched that the guy was defeated.
Oh, it totally deflated.
Sam Burns,
it totally deflated him. But I was listening to an interview with Marty Fish, and he was saying for Marty and McGee, and he was saying that basically that Scotty had because he was at that tournament. He said Scotty actually was practicing that shot.
Really?
And, he had been practicing that shot. He said it was not accidental. He had practiced that shot, and he actually had a follow-up putt to that shot. But he hit such a good shot during the tournament, he didn't even need the putt. So I mean,
just went right in.
Scotty Scheffler's in his zone, but they say in order for him to catch Tiger Woods for consecutive weeks at number one, he's still going to be like 2028 or something like that.
If he keeps playing like this, anything's possible.
I mean, it's possible.
I don't know how old he is.
But he's still fairly young enough. And it's interesting hearing because I guess Bryson DeChambeau played against him in college, and he said he wasn't that good then. So that shows the effort and work that he put in on his game.
So that makes 13 straight top tens for Scheffler.
Yeah. So we got the FedEx Cup coming up next, I believe. That's
this one starts Thursday.
Yeah,
it's next weekend.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that gets played out because it used to be the FedEx Cup. Usually your points leader usually started out with a stroke lead already. Right. So they changed that. It's a $20 million purse to win that tournament. So for me, I don't see how it's fair that you get the number one seed. Well, no, I feel as you should because you earned it because the FedEx Cup is like a compilation of the whole season. Okay. And so it's kind of like their playoff for the whole season. So it's basically you getting a bye or a home game or any
because there will only be 30 golfers that'll play.
Right, so I don't see how you allow the number 30th golfer to have the same advantage of winning $20 million that you give Scotty Scheffler if he's earned that during the whole course of a season. So I don't know, it's a little wonky, but again, golf's kind of in the same place right now where they're just trying to figure out their place in.
With all the live stuff.
Yeah, with the live and adjustments and for actually having to pay more real money to these guys than what they were in the past. So
the purses have definitely gotten.
Oh yeah, they had to. They had no choice. So yep, that's golf.
That's golf. That's golf.
That's golf.
Scheffler's probably going to win, so put some money on Scheffler. At least do top 5.
He's at that stage now where he's at this like where we were with Tiger, Scheffler versus the field.
Right.
Pretty much. So that's all right. So we're diving in, like we said, football season is upon us. So we've been doing a divisional breakdown. So our last division we have here is the AFC West. Which might be the best division in football here.
Easily. This one's probably going to be a dominating division.
Every coach is a Super Bowl winning coach that's in this division right now. Everybody's got pretty much a proven quarterback outside of Bo Nix being young. But, I mean, I kind of take Bo Nix with the season he had last year.
Yeah, he played damn
He played
good.
well, and having Sean Payton at the helm, I mean, that gives me all the confidence I need in him. He's also Bo Nix, he was one of those quarterbacks, kind of like Jaden Daniels, took advantage of those extra that extra COVID year to be able to play a lot of extra football. So I mean, I like that. I think that's going to be something that people are going to have to really look at going forward, like with the quarterback position. How many starts did you have in college? Because you saw Anthony Richardson.
Richardson the fiasco going on.
Yeah, so I mean, Anthony Richardson basically got beat up by Daniel Jones. So that means unless Daniel Jones gets hurt or plays like shit, Anthony Richardson comes in and lights it up, and somehow, because the dude only had 12 starts in college,
12 or 13.
He didn't play a lot. And it hasn't played that much in the pros yet. So no. Usually, if you I've never really liked the quarterback because I always go back to Mr. Trubisky. He was a 1-year starter at North Carolina, and you can't play in the NFL if you have not had those snaps and been in that huddle multiple times, especially when you have, because even like Jared Goff, it took Jared Goff a little ways to make his way into the NFL because Jared Goff had never called plays in the huddle.
Right.
Had never really taken snaps under center. So it took him a little while to acclimate to the NFL game. There's a lot of verbiage that they throw at you. I mean, it is crazy.
Oh, them playbooks are ridiculous.
Oh, it is insane. They have a clip with Gruden, and I can't remember. I think he was the assistant with Tampa Bay. Oh, no, he was when he was head coach of Tampa Bay. And so he had a young quarterback that he was down there, and he kept throwing these long play verbiage out there to him. And the dude, he couldn't get it right. He just could. Over and over and over again, he kept flubbing. But Gruden did that on purpose to test him because it's just a lot to take in, a whole lot. So Bo Nix, he showed me that I have confidence in him with underneath the helm of Sean Payton.
So who do you have winning the division?
So the favorites are the Chiefs. Obviously, they're at minus 110. Chiefs
I got it at 118.
Yeah, I got it minus 110. But this is going to probably be one of the hardest seasons that the Chiefs are going to have.
Yeah, because they're a year older. They didn't make any huge additions.
No, not any huge additions. They brought in Jalen Moore at left tackle, Elijah Mitchell at running back. Now you did get Marquise Hollywood Brown is coming back off an injury, so he's going to be healthy now. Also, you got Travis Kelce, who said he was a little bit distracted last year with all the hoopla with Taylor Swift and all the off the field stuff, and then he's got his focus back. You also, we'll see what happens with Rashee Rice. As of right now, he's not facing suspension, but he should be back.
They pushed it back to what, week 6?
Yeah,
the hearing.
Yeah, so he should be back now, healthy, and we'll see what goes on. It might not be until next year because Tom Brady did. It was like a year and a half, 2 years before he got suspension for the Deflategate. Yeah, so we'll see there, but Chiefs at 110 favorite. Their over-under is at 10.5.
Okay.
All right, so the over was at minus 160, what I got through FanDuel, and under was at plus 155. Mm-hmm. All right, so my projected record I have for them going is 11-6.
11-6. Okay, I had 12-5.
Okay. Yeah, I just feel like with the division being tough, it's just going to be.
They're still a really solid team. But the biggest question is they won 10 games last year. One score games, and they won 5 games that were 3-point games or fewer.
And a couple of them, like I said, the blocked field goal against the Broncos, a missed field goal. I think, who was that? They played somebody they missed a field goal against them. That was pretty much an easy chip shot. And so I think that one year that I was listening to a couple statistics earlier that when the Vikings had that same season where they went 12-4 or 13-3 or something like that. And they had 11 one-score wins. Next following season, they went 7-9.
Right.
They went 7-9 because it's just hard to duplicate.
It's hard to win. That. Yeah, when you're in 10 one-score wins. Yeah,
when you're in those tight games like that, because that's one play here, one play there. They change the whole course of the event.
But this is still a very solid team. That defense is solid. Andy Reid's a hell of a coach. There's no doubt about it.
What I'll be interested to see is Josh Simmons, and the tackle they drafted because he was a top 10 talent coming out of Ohio State. He had a knee injury late in the season, and that's the only thing that really pushed him down in the draft. So they've been glowing about him. Again, like I said, I don't like to put a lot in on rookies, but usually with offensive linemen, if you're getting good reports from offensive linemen, there's usually a safe chance that he's going to be a solid pro. Okay. So I think their offensive line should be better this year, coming off of last year. So next up, I had the Broncos. So the Broncos were at plus 290 to win the division.
I got 310.
Got 310. So yeah, plus 290 to win the division out of the AFC West. Their over/under win total I had at 8.5. So minus 170 for the over and under plus 145.
I like the over there.
I like the over all day long. So I think because my projected record I had them going is 10-7.
Okay, I've got 11-6 here.
Okay, so 10-7 is where I had them going. Some of the big additions they brought in was Tuanoa. I always forget how to say the first name, but he's a Hufanga. So he was so Hufanga, who's a safety from the Niners, who had the knee injury that he suffered, came back healthy last year, but still fully wasn't right back on track. Also from the Niners, Dre Greenlaw, who tore the Achilles during the Super Bowl that year against the Chiefs. And so he's back at linebacker. Well, the defense was one of the best defenses in the NFL last year.
Oh, yeah.
So to add those two guys there, I think it's going to be a pretty big addition with a defense that was already pretty stout. Then they brought in Evan Ingram and J.K. Dobbins on offense. They had some more weapons there. The biggest thing last year was they couldn't really run the ball. They got a good offensive line.
Yeah, with McLaughlin and
Javonte Williams, who's now a Cowboy. And so, I mean, that's if they can run the ball this year with a pretty good offensive line.
Well, I mean, they're really raving up R.J. Harvey right now.
Oh, yeah, R.J. Harvey,
he's going to beast in that offense.
Oh, yeah. They've been glowing about R.J. Harvey.
Talking about 300 touches, like, easy.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's where it's going to be. We'll kind of see what happens when the season starts, about how they get distributed, who stays healthy, what the impact is going to be.
Is Nick's going to have that sophomore slump, or is he going to, I mean, because even though Stroud took the Texans to the playoffs last year, I mean, his stats definitely took a step back.
A lot of that was offensive line play, though. I don't really even put that on C.J. Stroud. A lot of that was offensive line play. Plus, also, you had Stephon Diggs went down early in the season. And then you lost Tank Dell, too, on top of that. So, I mean, there was a lot that went on into that.
But, I mean, that could happen with the Broncos. Yeah. We never know.
Right. Oh, yeah. But C.J. Stroud still brought C.J. Stroud still took them to the playoffs. And they got a playoff win. So
yeah, no, this Bronco team's probably going to be pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah. I think they're going to be tough. And so, speaking of the Texas playoff win, we got the Chargers up next. Yep. The Chargers, who got beat by the Texans in the playoffs, but did make it on their first year with Jim Harbaugh, are plus 320 to win the division.
Oh, see, I got them tied with the Broncos at 310.
Oh, do you see? Yeah, so they just had different odds there, FanDuel. So their over-under win total was also 8.5.
Okay.
All right, so the over was minus 140, and the under was at plus 120. What I project them going also to, just like the Broncos, is another 10-17.
10-17.
Yeah, I just feel like this division is going to be very competitive. Could very easily send at least 3 teams to the playoffs.
Oh yeah, just like last year.
Yeah, very easily. So I like Najee. I mean, they brought in Najee Harris at running back from free agency. Amarion Hampton probably will be the lead back when it's all said and done. Right. He's a little bit more explosive. Najee has been serviceable, has had 1,000 yards throughout his NFL career, every year of his NFL career.
He's just so slow.
He just doesn't have the explosion to break the big plays. No. I mean, so that's just going to be. I mean, but he'll be. They'll use him. They're down the goal line, short yardage. Because Harbaugh's not going to have any shortage of running the ball. And with that, they also got Mekhi Becton, who was a breakout guard for the Eagles last year on their Super Bowl team, but moved from the Jets, converted to guard. He's a huge, big man, a large man to be a guard. So,
the only thing the Chargers don't have much wide receiver depth right now.
They don't have a whole lot. I know Quentin Johnson looked good in camp. I mean, that's camp, so we can't bank a lot on that.
Right.
Lad McConkey looks a little bit more explosive than what he did last year. They got some young guys at receivers. So Trey Harris out of Ole Miss. But again, receivers, I guess that's always tough because the NFL is a tough transition because of coverages, tight ends. I mean not tight ends, but coverages and just the defenses they're going to go against. I mean, you got a lot tighter coverage from defensive backs. They're going to be pressing more, and it's just a lot more complex system. But again, a lot of these guys with all the 7-on-7 have been making better transitions than what they have in years past. So I mean, the Chargers, I think they're going to be 10-7 playoff team, and we just kind of see what goes on there. But, I mean, Harbaugh, they're going to be a well-coached team, and they're going to be tough. They're going to be very tough. Their one big major loss, they lost Joey Bosa going to the Bills.
Yes, so that is true. They did lose that defensive.
But again, Joey Bosa's always hurt a lot, too. So, I mean, usually if I were to take an average, he probably played about 65% of the snaps in the course of his career with the Chargers because of injuries. So, we'll see. So the last team on this division is the Raiders, who are at plus 1,100 is what I had.
This might be the most interesting team on the division as far as just going to see what's going to happen for them.
You know what? I think the biggest questions with the Raiders are going to be, can they cover anybody, first off, because their secondary really doesn't have anybody.
Atrocious last year.
Yes, and they really didn't do much to add anybody of note there. Offensive line, we'll see how well they perform, too, as well. But the over-under was at 6.5 wins. I got their over being minus 125 and the under at plus 105.
Okay.
All right. So my projected record that I have with the Raiders is at 7-10.
7-10. Ooh, I got them down at 5-12.
Yeah, you know what? I just think they're going to be a little bit better because you got Jacoby Myers still there, Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer. They're going to be the two tight end combination. Ashton Genty looked explosive already.
But like you've already said, it's going to be that secondary.
Yes, that's going to be the biggest thing is how many people can they stop. I think they're going to probably rival in that division or in that conference anyway. The Bengals are being one of the worst defenses in that division. So
I can easily see that.
Yeah, I mean, but they did add Geno Smith, obviously, at quarterback. Jeremy Chin, they brought over from Washington last year at safety. He's kind of a hybrid linebacker safety type player. And then Raheem Mostert they brought in that could back up Ashton Genty.
To back up Genty.
Yeah, so I mean they got the veteran back there. So two big bruisers at running back. So Pete Carroll loves to run the ball. So if they can do ball control and get the defensive stops, get leads in the game where you can unleash Max Crosby and let him go nuts there. I mean, again, there's kind of weird release of Christian Wilkins with the whatever happened in that locker room.
Yeah, there must have been something.
Nobody because
kissed the dude on the forehead.
Yeah,
or something
I mean, that doesn't happen. I mean, you're not releasing somebody for that. So there had to have been something else that was going on. And when you look at a lot of some of the past history of Christian Wilkins, from grabbing Josh Allen's junk, in a pile, and fingering a dude's butthole in a college game when he was at Clemson. I mean, there's there's a lot of suspect things with Christian Wilkins. I mean, a lot. I mean, a lot of sus, as the kids say. A lot of sus. So that wraps up our coverage, I think, for the divisions here.
So in this division, 53.4% of all the money is going down on the Broncos.
Oh yeah,
as far as
a lot of people like the Broncos.
53% of all the money going in this division is going for the Broncos.
Yeah, a lot of people liking the Broncos, a surprise team. Even their Super Bowl odds, a lot of people are kind of going in on just because of the fact that, I mean, that defense was tough last year. That's probably one of the best defenses, and they also probably got a top 5 offensive line too as well. So when you go defense, offensive line, look at the Eagles last year. What was one of the recipes for wins? Top defense, top offensive line in football.
Running game.
Yep, running game. I mean, that's always going to be.
And solid receivers.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, Sutton had an excellent year last year. I look for him to have an excellent year again. And then they have a rookie down there they're raving about right now, but I do not remember his name.
Yeah, I remember, again, like I said, I always have a hard time banking on a lot of rookies until I see that, their action there, going forward in the season. Because even like we were talking about with the Commanders, they got this rookie running back that everybody's raving about right now. To the point where they want to trade Brian Robinson Jr.
No.
So, they're talking about it. Yeah, they're talking about it.
He's out.
Oh yeah, I mean that kid. I mean that kid looked good. I mean but I mean again, it was the Bengals defense. So I mean, you kind of take that with a grain of salt.
Did you see the guy? And he had first pick of his fantasy draft, and he picked Brian Robinson Jr. when he meant to pick Bijan.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I saw that. That's where you kick yourself. Because not only that, because he walked up with the theirs was
he's got it.
Yeah,
he had to physically stick it on the board.
He physically stuck it on the board. I mean that was. That's an epic fail right there. Because, I mean, he's not going to probably even be a starting back now this season.
I laughed my ass off.
Yeah, so, either way, we made it, everybody. Football is back.
We're there.
Football is back. So we'll have college football to talk about next week.
Yep.
Also, we're going to dive into a little bit of fantasy, do some fantasy rankings on positions and players and that type of stuff to get everybody ready for the drafts. We got ours on August 31st. Both of mine are on August 31st.
Yeah, both of mine as well.
Yep, so I'll be ready to go for that. The champ is here. I'm back, baby. I'm back. So, all right. So, Director Dave, you got anything out for us?
None.
Oh, Marquez won again last weekend.
Well, last weekend.
Yeah, Marquez won again.
9 races left.
Ooh,
this weekend is in Germany or something.
All right.
So, MotoGP starting to sound a lot like F1 out
Marquez is going to win again.
Kind of a lot like F1. We got Verstappen winning all the time, and
nobody's beat Marquez.
Yeah, he's just dominating right now. What has he won? 18 races or something out of the 23 this year? Yeah. Some ridiculous amount.
That's not racing. That's just trailing Marquez.
Yeah, pretty much.
He started from behind and passed a lot of people.
Yeah, I'm saying that's just trailing Marquez. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
All right, well, make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button and add any comments in the comments section. Shout out to Director Dave, keeping us up on the 1 and 2. Shout out to True of the Track for blessing us with these beats. I'm Jason Smoking Token.
I'm Bobby Light.
See you next week.
Peace.